If you're just joining us, let us know where you are calling from today. Welcome, everyone, to our 90-day business planning workshop. I'm excited to help you plan out the next 90 days of your business with confidence, with clarity, so you know what you need to do next to make your goals happen. So let me share one last time. Let me share the link to the Google Doc that we are going to be working on today. And what you're going to want to do once you click that link is go to File, Make a Copy. And this is going to make a copy for you on your computer so that you can edit it as we go. One of my goals is that you make progress as we go. You leave with a plan in the next 90 for the next 90 days. In the next hour, you have a plan of action. And so that's why we want to make sure you have notes and that you could use a notebook too. You don't need to have this Google Doc if you prefer not to have Google Docs. But we're going to walk you through this. And also on this page as well, you're going to see a link. There's going to be a link here, and that's going to be the link to the downloadable 90-day plan. And so you can kind of have that ready as well too. That's the one I actually have mine in front of me. I have my plan in front of me so you guys can see. I'm going to reference it a little bit to help you guys so you guys know I'm doing this right along with you guys. So I have my plan ready to go too, and it's so helpful to have this, to look at it quarterly, to look at it monthly. We're going to talk about all this, so I'm excited for you to have this clarity and confidence moving forward. Hi, Betty. Good to see you from Uganda. And I think, yes, we had Denise and we have Meredith. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I'm excited you are here. I know how easy it can be to get stuck trying to plan out the quarters, the years, overthinking your business, kind of not knowing what step to take, not having the overwhelm of feeling like there's so many things that you need to do in your business. So if you've been feeling, like you're spinning your wheels or you don't know how to start, or maybe you've tried to start multiple times, this training really is going to simplify everything. You're going to walk away with a plan of action. You'll have that clarity. You'll have confidence to know what to do first, what maybe to do later. And if you don't know me, I'm Anna Runyon. I created a little blog called Classy Career Girl way back in 2010, turned it into a business, doing career coaching, helping others create their annual plans, become more productive, find career fulfillment, and become career coaches as well too. So if you want to go from employee to entrepreneur, build a business, then you are in the right place. So I'm excited to give you more of that time freedom, more flexibility so you can create a business and life that you love. So welcome everyone. If you want to use the chat and talk with everyone else who's here today, make sure when you chat, you say you respond to everyone, not just hosts and panelists. Then I can see it. But if you want to communicate with everyone else as we go today, we're going to have time for questions at the end. So I will probably wait to answer a lot of your questions at the end, but please put them in there as we go, so that way you remember them and you don't forget about them. Grab that link, grab your 90-day planning template so you're all ready to go. And just a reminder, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. And you're going to get clarity by starting, by taking action and moving forward. Now, the first thing that I want to cover today is the difference between an annual plan and a 90-day plan. Because you've probably, maybe December 31st, you think every year, okay, I need to write down some goals. A lot of us do that. That's kind of an annual, check-in that we do. But the biggest thing that you can do to make the difference for your business in the next year is to create a 90-day plan. Now, an annual plan, that's like your big picture, that's your compass. It's maybe your big picture priorities that we're going to do on December 31st for 2026. But your 90-day plan, that's the actual roadmap. That's going to break it down into detail. It's going to give you the specific steps that you need to take to move forward. So if you have ever done a 90-day plan, let me know in the chat if you've done a 90-day plan before, or if this is your first time doing a 90-day plan. If you felt overwhelmed, most likely it's because you don't have a 90-day plan. Because when you try to plan like the whole year out in detail, that's when you get overwhelming. Well, that's when you get overwhelmed, right? A year is a long time. And so when you can kind of break it down into these 90-day quarters and focus on like 90 days at a time, you're going to be able to build momentum, confidence, and results. Okay. So let me pull up what we need. Okay. Okay. So, um, let's move into, I'm gonna share my screen with you and we're gonna move into the chat here. All right, let's go to the handout and I'm gonna share that one more time. Oh, look at all of you guys. Okay, I'm gonna share this one more time. So in case you came in late, sometimes it doesn't let you see um, what I posted earlier. Welcome, Kubra. Okay, Denise says, I try, but I either have too much detail or not enough. I have trouble keeping the process moving forward. Okay, so hopefully today you're going to learn a 90-day plan that doesn't have too much detail, that has just the right amount, and it's going to help you move forward. It doesn't have to be perfect. One of the things you're going to learn is you do this kind of 90-day planning. If you're in my world, if you're in our membership, we do this quarterly all together. And it's kind of like that check-in, kind of that routine that we do every quarter. So your first time might feel a little confusing. It might not feel perfect, but then when you do this quarterly and you make this kind of like a habit in your routine every quarter, it becomes a lot easier. And then you have the last one to be able to look at. So for example, I have mine that I did at the start of Q4, October 1st. And when I plan my next 90 days on December 31st or around there, I'm going to be able to look back at the last one and kind of check in and see how it was. So it's always easier when you make this a habit and you continually do it. Okay. So, in the beginning, as you're kind of thinking through this, I do want you to think about, what do you want to make happen in the next hour? What do you want to have in your 90-day plan in the next hour? Do you want clarity? Do you want more steps? Do you want more action steps? Do you want to not be so overwhelmed or confused over the next 90 days? And then what have you tried in the past? Like what has held you back in the past from feeling that focus, from feeling confidence in your business? Did you have an annual plan but not a 90-day plan? Or did you have a 90-day plan but like we were just talking about, it was too detailed or it didn't have enough information or maybe you didn't reference it throughout those 90 days. So start here because when what we do here, this is all not about what you needing more time. A lot of us are very busy and have very little time. And so it's very important with what time we do have that we make it count. So even if it's just 15 minutes a day, 1 hour per week, if we're working on the right things in our business, we can make progress. So I want to start with that too. You don't need more time. You just need to prioritize what matters most. And so today is really about simplifying, refocusing, and gaining clarity to move forward. Okay, so we've talked about the difference between the annual plan and the 90-day plan. Your annual plan, that's your vision, that's your direction. We're not going to talk too much about your annual plan today for 2026. We have a whole other workshop I'll tell you about at the end today that you should go to in December where we'll help you with your annual plan. Today is really about the priorities over the next 90 days. So it's the action, it's the traction. We can make a lot of progress even now. We're recording this beginning of November. There's a lot of progress we can make even before 2026, before January 1st, 2026. And that's why I'm doing this webinar now. I want you to have those action steps to be able to still even move your 2025 goals forward. So this is more of a short-term webinar, short-term strategy so that we can then create really long-term success. So 2026 can be very different if we use our time wisely. What little time, I know it gets busy right now, what little time we have, we can use it wisely then to really set us up for success in 2026. So one of the things that we want to think about, what is our main priority over the next 90 days? Like there's a lot of different types of quarters I've had in my business. Sometimes it is growth and, it is revenue and I'm very focused on growth and revenue and there's different times for that. And I'm in the fall, like September through February, that is going to be a growth time. I'm a coach. And so if you're any type of service provider, coach, consultant, this fall through spring is a very, very good time to be selling. And so there are other times in my business, let's say summer, like kids are on break, right? August, July, that might be a different theme, like a different sort of theme for that quarter, right? Maybe it's more about consistency. Maybe it's about systems. Maybe it's about rest. It's totally okay to have a quarter focus more on rest. Maybe you're resting for a busier quarter of revenue and growth. Maybe it's a visibility quarter. Maybe you want to focus, especially maybe if you're gearing up to launch in 2026, maybe this time is really about your visibility. It's about posting on social media, learning about social media, learning about building a business and what you need to do. And so there's a lot of different, areas that we can focus on when it comes to your quarter. And then what do you need to stop doing to make space for your top priorities? So we can't do everything. And so this is important for us to kind of focus in on 90 days. Maybe there's something that we can push to a later quarter. And, over the next few months, we want to focus on our main priority. And then as 2026 starts, we can have different priorities in our business. And then what would success look like for you 90 days from now if everything went right? So if you couldn't fail, what would you be doing? What would you want your business to be looking like? How many clients would you be having? What would that business look like? What would your day-to-day look like? Where would you be in your business? 90 days is long enough to make progress, but short enough to stay focused. And that's why I love quarterly planning, because the annual planning it's very hard for me to, it's a long time. A lot can happen in a year. A lot of unexpected things can happen in a year. But when we plan by quarter, it really helps me stay focused like on a weekly and monthly basis, having that quarterly plan. So there's a couple things that we want to talk about when it comes to reaching your goals. The first thing, and think about your goals right now. Think about like where you want to be over the next 90 days. Who do you need to ask for help? Like, what do you need to learn? What do you need? Like, what's keeping you stuck? I'll give you an example. There was a time where I really wanted to create a physical planner. This was like, I think 2018-ish time frame around then. And I had a digital planner. A lot of you have downloaded our free digital planner, but I wanted to make a physical one. And I had dreamed of doing this, I want to say like for 5 years. Like I've always wanted to have a physical planner. And there was one day was going through my own planning process, my own quarterly planning process, where I'm asking myself, okay, what do I need to learn? I want to make this happen in the next 90 days? This is my priority. I'm going to publish a physical planner in the next 90 days. I have no idea how. And I'm sick of letting it just sit there and have this dream and not take action on it. I need to ask for help. I need to learn how to publish a physical planner. And so I reached out to a printer, did a Google search. This was before ChatGPT days. Did a Google search and found a printer. And they scheduled a call with me. And then on that call, she told me exactly what I needed to know. But for years, I just never moved forward because I didn't know how. Instead of reaching out, asking for help, booking the call, learning how to do it. And then it was just literally maybe 6 weeks later that I had that physical planner in my hand and I started selling it. So what do you need to learn? What do you need to research? Who can you learn from? Usually learning is, and like getting help from someone else who's done it before is that first thing that's stopping you. The second thing is scheduling time for your goals and protecting that time. It's like your priorities, your goals. It is a time block in your calendar. Needs to go into your calendar every single week so that you can work on your goals. You don't need a lot of time. Like I said, 15 minutes a day, 1 hour per week. More if you want to grow your business faster. But we have to have those time blocks, especially if you are growing a business, if you're doing any sort of selling, maybe you're working with clients, we have to protect that time. So that is a big mistake. One big mistake is not reaching out, asking for help. The second big mistake is not taking that goal and then putting it on your calendar. So I have a Google Doc or a Google Calendar that I use, and I block out my time for when I'm going to be working on those major goals. That it has to actually go from the plan. So go from your plan into your calendar. So don't forget that part. At the end today, we have to take what the goal is, put it into our calendar. And that's really about committing. You're committing to making this dream happen. And then it's all about the action, small, consistent steps. It doesn't need to be a huge project like this. Publishing a physical planner seems like a huge project, But the first step was a Google search. The second step was schedule a call. Like these are like small, very small little things that I needed to do. And imperfect action is going to be perfect planning every time. So you're going to learn by taking action. You're going to learn by moving forward. So think like, what has been holding me back from making this dream happen? And what do I need to do today to move forward? What are those excuses, those fears that's keeping you from starting? Maybe 2025, you had a goal at the beginning of the year to do blank, and something's been keeping you from doing that. What is that? The first thing is like really realizing what that is. Um, and then taking that first step, that very small, small step instead of overthinking. Okay, so now's the fun part. Now's the time where you're like, let's get to it. Let's start to create my plan. So we want to focus here on what matters most. This is going to be the biggest impact on your business, your goals, your life over the next 90 days. So go on the notes. Go grab this template. I'm gonna copy this template into the chat as well too, just to make sure that you guys have it. And then I'm going to link the Google Doc too. I see a lot of you guys joined. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so now you have this PDF planner and you have the Google Doc in the chat as well too. So you can go check those out. Now, this is a template that I use every quarter. Like I said, here's mine. This is, there's some writing on it. I printed it out. This one is editable, so you can edit it on your screen. Just make sure you save it to your computer. You can also just use this Google Doc as well too. So I made this Google Doc. You can just type right into it after you go file, make a copy. You can just type right into here as well too. So my goal is that you do make progress as you're going along with me here today, typing whatever comes to your mind, putting something out there. The first part is really figuring out like what are those top 3 goals and why does it matter? So let me tell you something, it's not going to be super easy. There's going to be challenges, there's going to be fear, you're going to have imposter syndrome, you're not going to want to wake up early before the kids. There's going to be extra work when you just feel like relaxing, you're going to have to do a little work instead. And so we have to have a bigger picture, we have to have a why, because there's going to be those challenging moments. And so when you know your why, when you know why you're doing that goal, that's going to be what's going to push you through when times get tough and it gets hard and not super simple and super easy. So figuring out the why is really important. Figuring out those 3 main top goals. Now, there's no wrong answers. This is not something you're going to get graded on. This is your business. You decide what matters most. There's some times in my life where I have maybe 2 business goals and 1 personal goal, or maybe just 1 business goal and 2 personal goals, or maybe all 3 business goals and it's a big growth business time, a business quarter. So make it work for you, make it work for your life as well too. When you write down why these goals matter, just remember that people don't buy what you do, they buy, why you do it. And the stronger your why, the more motivation you'll have when it gets hard. Um, People show up because you're excited about what you're selling and what your goals are and what your mission is and what your purpose is. And that's what's going to draw people to you and help become clients as well too. So very important to get excited about your goal and excited about your why and to think through this. This might be what you want to think about this weekend to really get some more clarity. And then we're going to break it down into 30, 60-day milestones. So right here I have foundation, momentum, finish line. And that's kind of how you can think it here. Like those first 30 days of each goal, we're getting the foundation set. We're doing the first parts that need to be done. And a lot of people try and do the finish line work before they actually set up that really great foundation. And this is important too, because we don't want to list out 20 goals. I know you can always do a brain dump, so that is fine to come up with 20 goals. But for today, we really want to figure out those top 3 goals, like those things that are going to be the most important to your life and your business over the next 3 months. So an example could be maybe it's creating your first digital offer. I know a lot of people want to create courses, workshops, webinars, guides, ebooks to be able to make a sale while they're sleeping, which I highly recommend. It's great. Having some sort of digital product that you can sell while maybe you're, doing something else or with your family, you can still be making sales online. So that's a great goal if you're looking for ideas. Other ideas, maybe you're a coach, maybe you want to get your first client in the next 90 days or your first 5 clients in the next 90 days. Maybe there's a certain financial amount of money that you want to be making in your business over the next 90 days. I would recommend having a monthly goal. So not just over the next 90 days, I want to make this amount of money, but in the next 90 days, I want to have a consistent monthly revenue of blank. So that way you're setting your business up for healthy, consistent revenue every single month. Maybe you want to grow your audience by 500 followers, or this would be like if you're in that building phase, right? Like maybe you don't actually want to start selling over the next 90 days. You just want to start building your audience and preparing. Another goal, if you already have had clients and maybe you're looking to just scale your business, maybe add some sort of group programs. If you don't have an email list yet, setting up an email automation series and getting your email list together to be able to start to build an email list is a great goal for 90 days. Definitely something you could even do that in 30 days if you wanted to. So that would be kind of figuring out what are those 3 main goals, and that's what's going to go here. You're going to put your 3 main goals on this side. Um, and then you're going to put due dates. So if you're planning, there's a couple different ways that you can be planning. You can be planning, we could do November, December, January could be your next 90 days. So you could have like a due date of, I'm just going to make it easy. End of month is the easiest way for me to plan, like November 30th, December 31st, January 31st could be like your next 90 days. Or you could create a 90-day plan for Q1 of 2026. You could already start to be thinking about what your 90-day plan is going to look like in Q1. And so you could start to be planning that way as well too. So, your first 30 days would be the due date would be January 31st. The 60-day mark would be February 28th, and then the 90-day mark would be March 31st, 2026. So that's what that you can kind of see. Okay, these are the things. Then when I go to my 90-day plan, I can just look at the first column. Like I can put my blinders on, right? Like I don't even like if I'm in my first 30 days, I'm not even looking at this part. I'm just going to look at what needs to be happening in my first 30 days. And that just helps me get clarity and focus. So I'll set goals here. If it's a financial amount that I'm reaching for, or if it's a number, I like to put number of clients, number of people I'm supporting and helping rather than financial amounts, because that just helps me feel like, okay, I'm helping people here. I'm not just like trying to make money. I am actually solving problems and helping people and impacting people. It could be, a goal like on mine, I have a weekly podcast. I have a weekly newsletter. It could be a goal of how many sales calls that you want each week if you're doing some sort of selling by Zoom, I say, or sales calls. Um, it could be, if I was creating that physical planner, that in the 30-day mark, that's what I would put in is learning and researching and talking to people and just like learning as much as I can about how I make this happen. Maybe it's having a dialogue with ChatGPT, about like, I want to do this. This is my goal. What do I need to do, in my first 30 days to be able to reach this goal and start to be getting more clarity that way? Or, what are some things I need to learn in the next 30 days in order to reach this goal in the next 90 days, right? So just really figuring out that I do have a section for personal as well too. So on the very bottom of my 90-day plan, I have different like family goals, health goals, reading goals, school goals, because I homeschool our girls as well too. So I kind of have this 90-day plan as like everything overarching, right? There's not that much detail on this one pager, But there is this like overarching plan for the next 90 days. So I can look at it. I have it, you guys saw, I have a clipboard with all my, I like walk around the house with my clipboard all day long because all my important pages are on my clipboard. My to-do list, my plans, our reading schedule, my habits, like everything is on this very important checklist or clipboard. So, so I write what I want to, what the goal is. I write, what I'm going to do in 30 days, then what I'm going to focus on in 60 days, and then what the focus is for 90 days. And things will change. Like as I move to 90 days, there's going to be some change. There's going to be some changes. Maybe I hit a goal, maybe I didn't hit a goal. And you can as you go, you're going to be making, if you follow this planning system with us in our membership, you're going to see like you're going to do this on a monthly basis as well, so that can kind of edit it as you go. So, as on November 1st, I had my first 30 days because I did this October 1st. And so every month, then I kind of have a check-in and I create the plan for the next month. And I can look back, okay, here was my first 30 days, what worked, what didn't work, what are my new goals, how am I gonna what is the detail that I'm gonna make happen for the next 30 days. So, like I said, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat. I will be answering your questions at the end. Um, Progress, not perfection. So don't worry about it being perfect. And a lot of times to think about as well too is like most entrepreneurs, they don't just plan once. They do plan quarterly. So you're going to do this again and again and again. You're going to want to mark this in your calendar to do a quarterly planning meeting every single quarter. Especially if you have a team, this is really important to be able to communicate to your team, to review wins, to review challenges, what worked, what you're going to focus on next. And then I'm going to give you 5 meetings that I recommend having in your business to stay organized and growing, and to be doing this every quarter as well too. So not only do you want to do this 30, 60, 90-day plan for you, but you also want to have an annual vision meeting. And that's going to set the direction for your year, is when you can kind of plan out what your long-term vision is. We look at that then every quarter. So it's kind of that check-in process. Okay, every quarter, how are we doing on our vision? Are we on track? Is there any changes that need to be made? We're going to do this quarterly review. So one of the things that you want to do every quarter as well is to review your sales, to review your marketing, review your operations, review your finances. So you can set this time on your calendar to have this kind of quarterly check-in. For sales and marketing, we do a sales and marketing review every quarter as well, tracking revenue, tracking visibility metrics, tracking like our email marketing system on a quarterly basis. The fourth one would be your operations. This is where you would be managing your systems, managing your processes, your clients, your fulfillment, like what's working, where is like, sometimes there's things that is taking extra time, and I can kind of see, oh, that needs a system. That needs, like, I need to put a system in place so I don't have to manually do Blink, every single day. So having that time where you can kind of just look at it as a big picture and kind of see how your operations is going. And then the last one is your financial meeting. Checking budgets, checking profit goals, checking your cash flow. This could be checking your personal budget. It could be checking your business budget. It could be checking, any sort of financial tracking apps that you have, getting that kind of that big picture of your all of your finances on a quarterly basis. I highly recommend doing that. So doing these, having some time that you're quarterly doing this, so you're getting in this kind of habit and routine of looking at this on a quarterly basis. So, okay, so the last part, let me go through, see here. Okay, so let me go through your notes just to make sure I covered everything. I want to make sure you guys have everything that you need. So I put that here too, so you can kind of remember what you're going to have in your quarterly meetings to hold yourself accountable. I'd recommend having one quarterly meeting now. So we've kind of gotten you started as far as like thinking through the next 90 days. And then do another one in January. Kind of set this process in your calendar. Go in your calendar right now. It should be wide open right now for 2026. Set a block of time, an hour or two, in the first week of January, and then another block in the first week of April, and then another block in the first week of July, and then another block in the first week of October, of just that time where you're going to remind yourself to be doing this quarterly planning, and setting that up in your calendar right now. And because we all have distractions, we all have like the things that need to be done now, now, now. But when you have this in your calendar and you make it important, this is a priority. There's a lot of things that I could be doing right now, but it's more important that I think big picture about my finances and a big picture about my operations and how I can like improve my business over the next quarter. And then because when you schedule it, it gets done. So that's why I highly recommend blocking out your planning time now. Um, okay, so I'm going to move on to Q&A. So if you have a question about anything that we covered, please post that in the chat right now. I do want to give you an invitation to our 2026 Business Jumpstart so that you can continue to keep the momentum. Because this is the hard part, right? Like you've started this hard part of starting this quarterly planning process. And so now it's really building the consistency and getting the clarity before 2026 start. So we want to help you continue to build out this 90-day plan. So for $15, just $15, you can get our 2026 Business Jumpstart. And what's included in our Business Jumpstart is you're going to get our 5-day, 90-day planning challenge. So every day of the challenge, it's a 5-day challenge. We're going to build your plan together. There's going to be daily videos, a workbook. There's going to be Q&A with me. And then the best part, which I love doing, is you're going to get personalized feedback and a review of your plan. So if you complete your 90-day plan, the one that we just created today, or you can continue to create it over the coming week, you can submit it to me and I will review it. I will give you feedback. I will tell you, this is what I would recommend doing based off your goals. This is what you may have missed. This is how I would structure your plan. So that's really, really valuable. And then also you'll get a ticket to our 2026 live planning workshop. And that's happening December 2nd at 6 p.m. Eastern. And that's where we're going to map out your year and your income plan. And then after it's another 1-page plan. So just like this 90-day goal plan, you're going to have a 1-page annual plan as well. And you can submit that for my review and get personalized feedback on your annual plan as well too. And then you also get 30 days of our corporate rescue plan access, which is my membership site and our community where you get coaching, you get all of my templates and resources. And we really have like a very structured success path to help you go from employee to entrepreneur. So there's actually phases that you go through. You unlock all of the phases. So it doesn't matter where you're at in your business journey. You might be like brand new, or you might have been in business for a long time, already have clients, now time ready to scale, add recurring revenue. You'll be able to find training no matter what phase that you are in. So whether you're a beginner in phase 0 or, even a full-time entrepreneur wanting to scale your group coaching program, phase 5 is in there as well too. We talk about building your team and membership sites and all of that as well too. So you get that. You also get our scripts, templates, all of our social media posts, emails, launch content ready to use. So you'll be like ready to go for the new year. So you can join. We're going to have the team put the link in the chat right now. Okay, a team has already done it. Go team. Okay, so this is where it's going to take you to. This has all the information. This is where you can check out and get our 2026 Business Jumpstart bundle to help you go from idea to 90-day business plan in just 5 days for $15. We really want to help you go from overwhelmed to organized with that simple, clear plan to launch and grow your business. So this has all the information that you need, what you get for the $15. After 30 days, you can continue in our membership then for $39 per month, or you can cancel anytime. So we have members who've been in our membership for like 5 years just because they're like continuing to get support. And every month we continue to create content and support you, especially with changes in social media and all the things that are happening. So it's just a really, really great community full of entrepreneurs who are doing the same thing that you are, creating their plans as well too. So would love to see you inside of Corporate Rescue Plan so we can support and help you. And then of course, I love working with you guys because you're here and I love being able to review your 90-day plans as well too. So would love to work with you guys and review your 90-day plan. Okay, I'm going to go to the chat now. So if you have any questions, post those now. Cooper says, I do it usually quarterly. I wanted to do it together, and your email landed just in time. Awesome, Cooper. I'm so excited for you. She says, I have to leave, but looking forward to catching up the replay. Thanks a lot already. Yes, hopefully we will have a replay out for you very shortly. I never promise a replay because yeah, tech, you just kind of never know about tech. So I never promise it, but most likely the tech will all work out and that we'll send an email out later with the replay that'll be available for 48 hours. Okay, Beth, hi Beth. Do you have a referral program? You can email our team at support@classycareergirl.com. We do have referral programs. If you're already a member, I'm not sure if you're, let me know more information, Beth. So our members, yes, if you are a member, we do have a referral program. Um, and yes, that's so exciting. Okay, so let me go back. The last thing that I want to go over is just kind of like some reflection questions from today, um, because we've covered a lot, but you now have that foundation for a really good 90-day plan. And so the most important thing now is that you have clarity through action. So you don't need to have, a perfect plan. You just need to be able to start. So getting started, getting connected, getting support, is what is going to really make that plan possible so that you can start to share your goals, get feedback, start to structure your time as well too. All right, so you guys have to tell me what are your goals for the next 90 days? And I can create a plan on the spot, by the way. So if someone has a goal that they want to share with me for the next 90 days, what is the goal? And I'll tell you what I would do in 30, 60, and 90 days. If you tell me what your goal is, I will give you your 30, 60, 90-day plan. How's that? Denise, welcome. She said, I just signed up, looking forward to the guidance. Oh, I'm so excited for you, Denise. So excited for you. She says, I want to get my business paperwork in order. Oh, that's awesome. So we have a lot of different templates and tools to be able to help you with your business paperwork. So I'm not exactly sure what exact paperwork you want to get done, but we have social media plan templates and marketing plans and business plans. We even have some training with our lawyer as well too, who can teach you about setting up if it's the legal stuff. She can kind of walk you through that stuff as well too. So we really have a really great library of tools and videos and trainings to be able to support you as well too, and all access immediately when you join you get access to everything. So you'd have a full 30 days to be able to go through all of that if you join for $15. Okay, goals are coming in. I love it. Brenda, good to talk to you. I'm not really talking to you, but good to see you here. Her goal is to create a program or product that makes passive income. This is a great example, Brenda, because so many people have this exact goal. That's what I was saying. I'm hearing this all the time. So many people want to create the digital product. And this is how I started too. So I created a digital product when I was still working in my day job. This was 2012, 2013. And my first sale, I remember I was at my day job working at my cubicle and I remember checking my email and getting that PayPal order. And I was sitting in my cubicle. So definitely is it's a great way to start. Okay, so what I would do if that is your goal is to create a program or product that makes passive income. First of all, I would get a little bit clear on what that goal is. So we can say, what is let's say you want to launch it by Black Friday would be a great time to launch this product. It's coming up. You have plenty of time to prepare for a Black Friday sale. So, maybe it's I want to launch this by November 28th. Launching my first product by November 28th and have 5 people purchase. See how that's more clarity, right? And you're going to get even more clarity just in that goal if we say what this program is helping or what problem this program is solving. So I would say, um, let's say it's I want to create a online course to help women launch digital products by November 28th, 2025, just in time for Black Friday and make 5 sales. So now we're getting clearer and clearer, right? I'm now uncovering what the problem is. I'm going to help people. How many I want to sell, what that deadline is. And then even I can come up with like a name or title of what this program is as well too. Okay, so that's the first step, getting that very clear goal. In the next 30 days, so one suggestion would be to test this out during a Black Friday sale. So that could be over the next 30 days. Other ideas would be to be able to build your audience. So anytime that you're starting a business, the first 30 days, I do recommend that is your visibility time. That is growing the audience time. That is helping people, answering questions, talking to them on Zoom, just doing market research, like really understanding the challenges that your market has and starting to help one person every day. I always say that, just help one person every day. If you did that for 30 days, you'd help 30 people. You start to get testimonials, you start to get practice. In our certified career coaching program, we require 10 hours our coaches have 10 hours of practice coaching. And so after they do that, they build their confidence and then they start to understand like what problems their clients are having. And they start to get social proof and testimonials. And after those 10 hours, that's 10 people that they've helped. Our coaches are unstoppable. They're like ready to go and ready to help people. And then the difference between that first call and the 10th call is like night and day. And so that's what I would recommend in those first 30 days is doing practice, coaching, helping people, maybe doing practice sessions with people or creating a practice video or creating a workshop for people and like guiding them through this program. How I recommend launching programs, and I'm going to do this in December, on December 2nd. So if you guys join us for our business jumpstart for $15, you'll be able to see how I do this on December 2nd when I do our annual planning workshop. That is a live workshop. I'm not creating any content beforehand. I am showing up live like I am here today. I'll be showing up live, and for 90 minutes, we'll be teaching that workshop. I will be recording it. And then when I'm done recording that, I will break that into 4 modules. And then I will sell that as a digital product for the rest of the year. So obviously I'm recording it December 2nd. So I will sell that product. It's timely because I re-record it every year. So you could create something you don't have to re-record every year. Probably a good suggestion. I love doing the annual planning workshop every single year. So I re-record it and then I sell it again, like all the way through December, all the way through January. Sales kind of slow down February, March, obviously. But that's how I recommend launching digital products. You're doing it live with people. You can have that Q&A as well. And then you can start selling early bird tickets. You can sell tickets to that workshop. We're already selling tickets to that workshop. And I haven't even done it yet. So it's a great way to start that cash flow into your business. So I would add that into your maybe a 60-day plan, doing a workshop, doing that practice coaching. So that would kind of be the building of the visibility, getting out there, supporting people, helping people 60 days. And then at that last 30-day mark, so that your last 30 days, that's when I would officially launch this program. And so I would put together 90 days is a perfect time to put together a launch because you can start to build that audience and engagement and excitement so that by the 90-day mark, you're like ready. They're like excited and ready. And if you set a date, of when you're going to be launching this. Like if you started telling people on January 1st, I'm launching this program, you better believe people are going to remember on January 1st to come back to your page and like check out what your program is. If you start to like give those clues and those hints and the behind the scenes and get people excited, because remember what I said at the beginning, we got to be passionate, excited about what we're serving and what we're helping people with and how we're serving. So I would schedule, 4 days. That's why I like a Black Friday sale, by the way, too, because you can Friday through Monday is kind of like a 4 day launch, open cart. So I would take 4 days, find 4 days, go put that in your calendar right now. It could be in January or December or Black Friday. And put those 4 days, block those out. Those are your open cart days. Those are your sale days. Instead of answering questions, creating great content, you're going to be like, buy my course, buy my course, buy my course. You're going to be promoting, and it's okay to promote over those 4 days because you've been serving and helping people and answering questions the rest of the time. So hopefully that helps Brenda kind of put it into the 30, 60, 90 day mark. But yeah, you have everything that you need to put this together. A couple other things that you want to put in 30 days. Actually, I would put that in the 60-day mark would be kind of creating your sales page, setting up any sort of PayPal or Stripe account so that you can start to accept payment. And then that 90-day mark really is just kind of getting the word out. 60-day mark would be maybe putting together your social media graphics as well too, starting to let people know what the date is that you're going to be opening. But that's exciting, Brenda. I hope you got some clarity. Would love to see you inside of our Jumpstart program so I can review your plan because this is great. This is a great start. So let's put it all together now. You're so welcome. She says, thanks, Anna. This is so helpful. Okay. Deanna, good to see you too. She says, have a successful e-com business. A lot of the things that I just shared to Brenda would work for you, Deanna, as well too. And a lot of the things when I think of having that physical planner that I was selling as well, it putting it into the 90-day launch plan, so you could still like your 30 days, 60-day mark that's building the audience, getting people excited, it's sharing your mission. And you're doing this. I've seen your posts on Instagram. You're doing this already. You're letting people know, hey, this is like my mission. This is what I'm doing. I understand what it's like to feel this way. Starting to build that trust and relationship with people. It's starting to share your why, getting people excited about the date of when this is gonna drop, behind the scenes. Every day's a party. Every day is an exciting day to be like sharing with people what's happening when you love your business, when you love what you're selling, when you're passionate about serving others. Doing what you're meant to do, doing your calling, living your purpose. Like this is exciting, and you're getting other people on board as well too. And everyone loves seeing behind the scenes. So we want to know like what is it that you're selling. Um, Okay, let me stop sharing the screen there so you guys can see. Okay, so that's probably what I would recommend, Deanna, putting it in the same launch plan, having it in the final 90 days. That's when I would launch. So same thing goes for you is having that like 4 day open cart. And just kind of like be building up to that. Now, for you, you may want to have like a monthly promotion, like maybe you're selling different kind of e-com items. Maybe you're selling t-shirts 1 month, and then the next month you're selling planners, and then the next month you're selling books or, whatever, hats or whatever it is. So like every month you could have kind of like, this is our promotion for the month. Join now. I just got one of these actually now because I'm on the email list. I have these boxes, and maybe subscription box would be fun for you to think about too, Deanna. So I signed up, I have my girls signed up for these subscription boxes. We have a couple of them actually. We have a cooking one that sends like baking recipes, because my oldest loves to bake sweet, sugary stuff. And so that's great. So it's the Radish Kids. If you have kids, my kids love radish. So every month they send out these boxes. But the one that I was thinking about is it's a craft box. And so every month they send this month, we're making this craft and you have to sign up. I'm on a monthly subscription, but I get these emails and I just got one today. She has so many, she has a limited supply of these boxes, and it's like an advent calendar. So there's like 12 boxes and they of crafts. I'm like, my girls would love that. I haven't got it yet, but it's 12 little crafts for like an advent calendar. And each day they would do, one of these crafts. And but in the email, it's like limited supply. Once they're gone, they're gone. And I'm like, okay, like how much is this? Like it gives you that like there's that deadline, there's that reason to buy. And if you had like kind of like that monthly promotion, there's like something's happening monthly and you have to buy now to get that because there's limited supply. And this is the best thing about having e-com is you have that physical supply. It's going to go away. Once they're gone, they're gone. Pressure's on. I got to get that before they're gone. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, I really do need to get that for my girls. But when you have three, it's like you can't just buy one. I have to like make it. I have to get three of like everything now because they're getting to the age where they can like all do crafts now. So I'll keep you posted if I do that. But I would love like a monthly promotion, like a monthly, you have something new every month. And either you can get it on a subscription, like every month you get this thing, because that's a great way then to start the recurring revenue in your business. Or it's, every month you have to buy something new, right? Something new is available, limited supply, it's going away. You have to get it while supplies last. Yeah, it's good to see you too. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, you are so welcome. Meredith says, sorry, I have to go. Such great material. No worries. Hopefully you can catch the recording. Nadine says, thank you, Anna. I appreciate your effort. Oh, okay. Betty, yours was build an email list. I love that idea over the next 90 days, building your email list. So your 30-day plan would be to do some research, figure out where you want to, have your email list hosted at. There's a lot of different options. The one that we have recently moved to is Kit. So definitely check that one out. That's the one that we recommend right now, and we've looked at a lot of them as well. We just did. It took us all summer, all summer long, but we had to make a big transfer from our old system, and now to keep. Yours will be a lot easier than what we just did, but yeah, reach out if you need any help with Kit. But and also research, right? Do your research. I'm not saying just move to Kit, but there's a lot of different options. I know I started on MailChimp back along like many years ago. There's a lot of different ones that you can start on. You can always, like I'm an example of that. You can always switch later on if you need to. It's not a huge deal to make a transfer if you need to. So picking one, starting with it, learning about it. But that's your first 30 days. Like that would be my goal in the next 30 days to have picked the system. A lot of them have free trials, so you can test it out, see what it's like, start to write an email in there in that system. But making the decision sometimes is the hardest part. Like we got to make the decision and then we can move forward. So that's what I would do in the next 30 days is do the research, make the decision, look at all the websites, look at the prices, check out your budget, figure out maybe do some free trial, check out which one is going to be the best for you. So that's your 30 days. Then the next 30 days, so in that 60-day block, we're going to get our first subscriber. And, I would set a goal, at least, you know, um, let's see, like one a week, one a day. One a day. That would be my goal by the end of your 90 days is to get like one new subscriber per day. That's a huge goal. It's a great goal and it can happen. I remember my very first subscriber. I remember where I was. I remember what my office was. I remember everything about it. So maybe that's your, in that 60-day block, that's getting your first subscriber. And creating a lead magnet, because that's the next thing that you need to create is, something to give out in exchange for an email address. So that's what I would put in the 60-day block. Getting your first subscriber, starting to share that link out, spread the word about this lead magnet. And then the last 90 day, now after those first two blocks, 30 days, 60 days, you now know you have a lead magnet, you have an email list system, you know how to use it. You have a link to be able to share. So now you can start to create strategic content that leads to that lead magnet. So I have a checklist in my handy dandy clipboard here. And so and it has a list of my lead magnets. And so every day on Instagram, I have a different lead magnet that I promote. So if you're just starting, just start one. You don't need to be fancy like me and have too many. But I cycle through them. So I have about five that I cycle through on Instagram. And so not each day, I'm not just giving out, the same lead magnet each day, but I'm creating content around that lead magnet idea. Like say it's our 90-day planner, right? You're going to see me create content around creating a plan. And then I'm going to say, message me plan or comment plan, and I'll send you my free 90-day planner. And the best part of that is then we can start to go back and forth on DMs. Like I saw a few of you comment in my webinar yesterday when I put this out. You commented webinar for the link to this. So that's also a lead magnet is, giving training like this in exchange for an email address as well too. So that's a great way that you could create content and support people through that too. But what I was going to say is then you create a DM, a direct message. I'm going to go back to all of you guys who message me comment and say, what did you think of the webinar? How can I support you? How can I help you? And we can start to create that conversation with people as well too and make this a little more personal. So that's how I would do a 90-day plan to build an email list. I hope this has all been helpful. I hope to review all your 90-day plans. You guys better all join our business jumpstart right now if you haven't already. We do have some bonuses that are available only on the webinar right now. I forgot to mention that as well. So if you join today while we're on the webinar, we have a couple different bonuses happening. If you join today, you can still get into our Black Friday 3-day challenge. And that's designed to help you launch your product in time for Black Friday. So if you're thinking about launching a product or offer, definitely join right now. So you can also get our Black Friday launch challenge. We have, 3 days of training that go over how to structure your offer. You'll get all my emails, scripts, social media templates. We have like a Canva visual kit that's being released today as well. So you can use my Canva templates and be all set up to promote your offer on Black Friday. Highly recommend joining right now, getting the Black Friday offer. We also have, as a bonus, if you join on our webinar right now, we have our Magic Income Streams Bootcamp, which is a 90-day, perfectly timed 90-day planning bootcamp. We have 5 modules. I think we're on to 6 now. So half of the bootcamp videos have already been released. So the best part about it is that you won't have to wait every week for the new training to drop. You'll be able to get access to the training right now. So you can cruise through like the first 6 weeks of the Magic Income Streams Bootcamp. And the goal of the bootcamp is to help you create help you create multiple income streams into your business. So one of the most important things you can do when we talk 90 days, we want to focus on creating that one consistent piece of revenue. But I know I have a lot of people who are business owners on here who have, e-com clients, digital products. We want to create multiple income streams into our business so that we have that consistent revenue every single month. A lot of you want to quit your day jobs. A lot of you want to make this a full-time thing, which I highly recommend doing. In order to do that, we have to have multiple income streams coming in. So example would be having a digital product and a group coaching program and a VIP day or a one-on-one coaching program. That's an example of 3 income streams, 3 things I'm selling that's generating income every single month. There's a lot of different ideas of additional streams you could have, but having those 3 income streams into your business, at least 3, is what we want to help you do in our Magic Income Streams Bootcamp, is setting up those income streams by the end of the bootcamp. So that is another bonus. If you join today while we're on our webinar, you get that bonus as well too. So you get our Black Friday launch challenge, and you get our Magic Income Streams to set up the recurring revenue into your business. And then you also get our community as well too, and feedback on your 90-day plan and your annual plan. So if you're not already joining, make sure you get on over there. I'm going to put the link in here again. And if you are just listening to this, I am going to say the link. So it's www.classycareergirl.com/jumpstart. We have 19 spots left. So make sure you go grab that, grab one of those spots, get into our business jumpstart. We do make it limited because it does require my time to review all your 90-day plans, to review all your annual plans. But I'm excited to do it, and I want to make sure you guys have a great start to 2026. So yes. Oh, awesome, Betty. She says, I already have over 500 emails. That's awesome. Congrats to you, buddy. That's huge. Okay, you're so welcome, Nadine. I will see you guys inside of Corporate Rescue Plan. We actually have a training. If you join, if you join today, we have another training in 2 hours. We're going to talk about sales systems today and sales funnels, and we're going to review offers for Black Friday as well on our call in a couple hours. So I look forward to seeing some of you guys there, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks, everyone.